Ah, it's really the end of 2020. Finally. Usually around this time, people talk about the ups and downs of the past year. But there really haven't been so many ups this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been a year of all kinds of difficulties. But even amidst all this adversity, Atomy has had a year with a lot of results. So, this Success Academy, held in December, it's an extremely emotional one for me. This past year, despite the adversity of COVID-19, we have worked with consistency and diligence. So this was a year where we had more growth than the others. In 2020, our company slogan was, "We rise higher against adversity." It means that the harder the wind blows, the higher the lantern rises. Atomy has risen higher, even in the midst of all these hardships. With 2021 just around the corner, I'm excited and overwhelmed about more things that are in store for the next year. We've continued with our social contributions without resting all year. We've given a helping hand here and there. So far, we've donated about $8.2 million this year. Every year, most companies, they set their goals and they do their best to try to achieve them. Likewise, we need to work hard toward the donation goal that we have set. This is not a minor undertaking. I'm talking to my staff in charge about how this will require the desire to work just incredibly hard. I hope that you can work even harder so that we can donate up to $10 million by the end of this year. I have to publicly announce it like this in order to really hit the nail on the head. We have to work more diligently. There are gaps in society where people are truly struggling. And even though Atomy can't solve all the problems in society, if we can even help just a little, then we're willing to undertake that mission. We're currently running a project to build a medical school and a hospital in Cambodia. But because of COVID-19, it's been getting very delayed. So first of all, mobile medical service vehicles are almost complete and will be sent to Cambodia soon. And some doctors are going to go with the vehicles to the most needy areas. Medical service activities will begin in earnest in the new year, despite this pandemic. Or rather, because of this pandemic. We need to work even harder to build a better society. Now, Atomy is shifting its focus to an online business. It's the personal platform business that we have talked so much about, which will go into full swing next year. We went through a patent registration process for the personal platform, and now the patent is complete. It's the Atomy Personal Platform, which we call APP for short. When we say APP, people probably think of software apps. But our patent application for Atomy Personal Platform has been approved. So now, APP actually stands for Atomy Personal Platform. And I even wrote about a personal platform concept in my doctoral dissertation. An idea gets patented, and then patented again to prevent it from being stolen. So, since both patents are now registered, we have to work in earnest to release it. Here's the basic concept. So far, you've been doing this online shopping mall platform business called Atomy. But imagine that there's a front door at the entrance to the platform shopping mall. So let's say that there's an offline department store. You build your own house at the entrance of the department store. You can think of it as making a private entrance. So now, when you're doing business, you're doing it with that private shopping mall. When I say private shopping mall, I mean that until now, contractors tell potential consumers to go to the Atomy website to register for memberships. And you can keep doing that. But now, there's another way. You can take your name and create a personal domain. So, for example, you can make jungsupark.com and invite others to that. Or hyungsukkim.com, or dakuli.com, sungilkim.com. You can do it like this. Atomy leaders, for example, they can decorate it with pictures or videos of them living their successful lives or doing all sorts of other things. So now, you can enter Atomy's shopping mall through your own personal shopping mall website. When people hear about this, many of them are worried about how they're going to make the website. And that's why our priority is to make it accessible enough so that anybody can go in and make their website easily. There's really no challenge to this today. Young people can easily make their own. So some beginning contractors might be wondering if they're going to have to make one too. Well, no, they don't. Of course, the best option is to show your successful life to others. But if that aspect of your life isn't quite ready to be shared, you can show the successful lives of other leaders. And through that gateway of a successful leader's life, they will be able to enter Atomy's website. So, your personal platform will be front and center. We've completed the patent registration for this concept. Until now, thank you. Platforms such as Amazon or Alibaba have created general platforms for the general public to use. There's really no personalization there. According to research from Seoul National University, in the next few decades, only about 0.001% of all people are going to be rich. The rich will be the owners of platform businesses. These platform owners are going to be incredibly rich, but the remaining 99.997% of people will become the new poor. This new class of poor will be called precariats. So, A majority of people will become the poorest. And the 0.001% who own the platforms will become the new rich. This is roughly 1 out of every 100,000 people. However, those people won't just have a lot of money. They will be extremely rich. I think such a society is a very unfortunate one. It's unfortunate not only for the majority of the people who will become precariats, but also for the government that's going to have to manage them. The question is, will that 0.001% of rich people live in happiness? Personally, I don't think they will. They'll live in a very unstable society where the majority is extremely poor. Because they'll have to live in such an unstable society, rich people are probably going to have to live behind very high walls. They're going to live in a world where armed guards will be protecting their houses from the outside. That's why these new platform businesses should have some countermeasures to help combat this poverty. Without any alternatives, most people are going to be forced to live in just crushing poverty. I'm very concerned about this potential future fate of society. To offer a solution to that problem, I have created a business where individuals can have their own platforms. And that is the Atomy Personal Platform. And the patent we have registered recently is regarding the principles of the APP. All the people who become Atomy members will be able to sign up for the APP. And all who are a part of it will become new citizens of this APP world. They'll become APP world citizens. We call it APPWC to make it easy to remember. Yeah. Atomy is going to take the lead and make changes in this new world. I think people will be really passionate when we officially release the APP, especially the younger folks. So until now, if you had said that you were doing the Atomy business, many of your friends may have opposed you because it's an MLM. Negative responses like that, and people's lack of courage against criticism were some aspects of this business that made it very difficult to access. However, now people will be able to enter your personal shopping mall through a customized web address featuring your own name, like johndoe.com, janedoe.com, or jamessmith.com. And after they enter your site, they'll be able to access Atomy as well. We have opened a new world where anyone will be able to say that they have their own personal shopping mall website. I hope this will help solve a lot of the problems that we will have in the future, like youth unemployment. The APP will be released officially next year, and it will become a distribution hub. When we talked about this concept 10 years ago, there were already established international platforms such as Amazon and Alibaba. So how could an upstart company like Atomy possibly become a distribution hub when there were already such giants already in that role? How could Atomy catch up to them this late in the game? Honestly, a lot of people were thinking this way. But I already had in mind the concept of a personal platform beyond the established platform system. It was an idea scientifically explained in my thesis and technically proven through our patent approval. And now, we have almost completed practical development of this system. So, by this coming spring, we will finally have the chance to offer you your own personal platforms. I've been looking forward to this new year with great excitement, thanks to that. Of course, the system will continue to be developed further over the next year. That's the natural cycle. One of those aspects is to connect it to virtual reality. For example, an avatar of myself is being built. It's already approximately 40% complete in 3D. Yeah. And it'll be shown in videos. There's still some work to be done on facial expressions and, details like that. This project is going to take between 6 months to a year to finally finish it. When it's done, I'll be able to, for example, speak Portuguese through a Brazilian employee, wearing a VR sensor suit, like a mocap suit. He'll have some sensor points built onto his face. So when he speaks in Portuguese, my avatar will speak and have the same expressions as him. When the employee shouts something in Portuguese, and he does an action like this, then my avatar is going to do the same thing. And speaking in Portuguese, of course. So we have made an avatar that will be able to speak in any language. You will be able to use my avatar in your personal shopping malls and use it to convey anything that you want to say. So, in other words, I'll basically be giving everyone a Gill Park robot as a gift. This is going to open up your world to a new virtual world where anything is possible. We have a lot of work to do next year to open this new world of possibilities. Last year, Atomy opened up branches in 4 countries, and this was in spite of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We used to expand by 1 or 2 branches each year. Over the past decade, we only expanded to 13 countries. But last year, we opened branches in 4 different countries. We expanded to huge markets, like China and India and Colombia. Next year, we will expand to Turkey, the UK, New Zealand, CIS countries, and even more. Currently, a recently hired director in Brazil is busy preparing for the opening. Just as you can see here, the whole world will be covered in Atomy blue. Atomy is actively expanding into foreign markets. In addition, last year, Atomy received many awards and certifications from various organizations. We got a lot of awards in Korea as well. Our Absolute line received the Jonghyun-sil Award last year. Though back then, we only won for the Ampule. This year, we won for the entire line. We even got a design award. All of our awards were top tier. Our partner company, Hongsamdan, got a certificate of excellence for their technology. We got honored in South Chungcheong Province, receiving the Governor's Award there. On the 57th Trade Day event, we got awarded the Best Brand Award thanks to our products in the K-Beauty, K-Health, and Functional Food product categories. It was a top-tier award that we were totally not expecting. We were given many awards like these, not only in Korea, but also overseas. In Malaysia, Atomy was placed in the top 100 of the best small and medium-sized companies list, and we also received the top 100 company award there. We also got various awards in China. We received excellence awards for our quality and our trustworthiness. There was even one award that really surprised me. I actually made it onto a list of the top 10. Listen to me. The top 10 most influential people. Oh. I was pleasantly surprised to be chosen in a country of 1.3 billion people, even if I was included in this list within a certain industry. It's no small feat to be recognized as one of the top 10 most influential people. I felt so honored. Anyways, receiving this award made me think about all the hard work that our employees in China must be doing right now. It's not like I even went all over China to expand my influence. So it made me think that the Atomy China employees must be doing an amazing job to have been able to get this far. On the other hand, when you do network marketing in Korea, this business model isn't truly accepted by society. It's kind of looked down on. And from the Chinese government's perspective, there are, in reality, many problematic businesses within the MLM industry. I felt great thinking about how Atomy will expand enormously into the future. Because when you first start doing business overseas, it's a huge boost to be chosen as a person among the top 10 most influential people. It's truly an honor. I thought that telling you about this would really lift up your spirits. Atomy grew incredibly fast last year. In 2019, we earned around $1.5 billion. And this year, we expect to reach $1.9 billion thanks to global sales. This is mainly due to the huge growth of the overseas market. If we don't include China, the overseas market is growing at a rate of almost 40%. If we do include China, the growth rate is then much, much higher. In addition, our membership doubled this year. Doubled. We had 7 million members before, with 3.5 million in Korea and 3.5 million overseas. However, in just 1 year, we registered over 7 million new members. So now we have become a company that has 14 million members worldwide. The number of members will increase even further next year. and we will have an even greater number of sales. Due to these factors, you will experience meteoric growth over the next 10 years, and we will continue growing for the next 20 years. In the past 10 years, we created many successful people at Atomy. Just this year, we had over 28,500 members getting promoted, and a total of 172 new members have entered the Leaders Club. On top of that, 4,800 members have become auto sales masters this year. So, in a year's time, members can rise up even faster, and many more successful people will come flooding through the gates. If you've been dragged down by the COVID-19 pandemic, pick yourself back up and restart. That way, next year, you can succeed that much faster. We expect to have bigger growth next year, even compared to this year. Next year, we expect overseas sales to exceed domestic sales. This year, overseas sales alone were over $800 million. So next year, we expect to make over $1 billion in overseas sales alone. If you focus on your immediate problems, then you could run out of steam. Someone backs after saying they'd buy products, or backs out of doing business entirely. If you only focus on these, then yeah, you can lose a lot of steam. But you have to look at the bigger picture. Just because you trip and fall over a rock on your way to the Himalayas, that doesn't mean you can't get there. Right? So please pull yourself together. Some people have mood swings over very minor things. One day they can, and then the next day they can't. Last month they were fine, this month they're not. One week they're jumping with anticipation. Yeah, and then totally deflated the next week. Don't be this kind of person. Be consistent. Just be consistent. You should be someone with persistent passion. Persistent passion wins over momentary passion. This is extremely important. Usually, people ask, is it better to recruit partners or to build a large consumer base? This question really does come up quite often. Next year, our company slogan is going to be genius of the and. People usually say, choose one or the other, right? People often ask me, should I build partners or consumers? So which one do I have to choose? But my answer is to build both, partners and consumers. Why not? Choose both, of course. If you look at how Atomy's worked up till now, it's always been genius of the and. We've chosen both. For the most part, people think that there's a trade-off between quality and price. And most people just accept that choosing good quality naturally means paying a higher price. That's what you see in department stores. But the problem is, those premium products are too expensive. Most people think that if products are cheap, then they must be of low quality. So most people settle for choosing one or the other. However, Atomy style is simply to choose both, absolute quality and absolute price. So now you must also practice genius of the and. I learned this from observing the way that God works. in the world. The way God works is like this. He says that He is a just God. A God who judges by the law is a God of justice. But He is also the God of love. So this thing called love means to accept and embrace someone, even when they have done wrong. Then these two gods contradict each other. When the law is broken, you must remain objective and punish the offense. It says that a guilty soul must die, but the God of love is one who brings close and embraces even those who have committed crimes. These two are actually bound to conflict. It seems as if one must override the other. But God can be both. He can be both a just God and a loving and merciful God. But it takes an incredible amount of effort to be both. This is what we call God's faith. Justice in the original Hebrew is mishpat. And mercy is hesed. These two gods are not compatible. So God's faith is needed in order to make them so. God's faith is called emunah. So, this faith can make both gods compatible. Think of your work as building two opposing things at the same time. So, when you do business, you need to build a consumer base and nurture leaders at the same time. In order to do these at the same time, then you need to have faith, or emunah. So, the 2021 company slogan of Genius of the And means that we leave nothing out. In order to choose both, we must pour out all of our efforts. You must put all your efforts into having faith. Thank you very much for all of your hard work.